Hi everyone, I'm Richard Winstone, the regulator guy. It's just a quick update on the latest document I just sent to Ofgem. It's a response to their call for input on standing charges. So they're currently asking the market whether or not basically they should do a review on standing charges. And I've obviously said yes, they should, and that standing charges should come down to help low income, low usage households actually afford their energy bills. Within the document, I also asked them to reopen competition by removing the ban on acquisition-only tariffs so that companies start taking customers from each other by offering cheap deals, which is how competition works, is how we bring down fixed-rate tariffs and we can all get cheaper deals, and banning the practice of retention-only tariffs. And the only reason I'm against that really is because suppliers are using them at the moment to lock their customers into a deal that's £50 a year cheaper than the price cap for 1, 2 or even 3 years. And I'm wholeheartedly against 3-year fixes right now. If you got a 3-year fix at the start of 2021, congratulations, that was a fantastic time to have done it. It was right before the crisis, and you've been on a good deal over the last 3 years. That's great. But if you do it now whilst prices are high, then you're locking in for 3 years when we're all working to try and bring prices back down. We're hoping they'll come back down in the next year further than they already have. They've already come down from 4,400 to the current 1,900, and we're hoping to bring them closer to what they were in 2021, which is around about £1,000. So if you look into a 3-year tariff now, you get stuck with your energy supplier for those 3 years, and you don't have the opportunity to move to cheaper tariffs when they're available. 1 year might not be such a bad thing, but again, I believe suppliers are locking in all of their customers at the moment on these fixed tariffs because they believe competition will come back in the next few months. 2024, we should start to see the introduction of competition in energy switching again. And so they want to lock in as many customers as they can before even cheaper deals come out for those customers to move away from them to their competitors. So I think banning that for the time being and removing the ban on acquisition-only tariffs means rather than looking internally, suppliers will look externally for customers. That's what their fixed-rate tariffs will be able to do. They can obviously offer tariffs that are both retention and acquisition, so everyone can have it. That's great, but they can't. Under my proposals, they wouldn't be able to offer retention only, so tariffs only for the current customers. And I do think that is for protection of everybody, that gets banned for the time being, because I think they're trying to lock people in on higher price tariffs before the cheap ones come out. Anyway, the standing charges stuff is obviously asking for a reduction in standing charges by moving network costs from standing charge to unit rates back to where it was basically. And the benefit of that is that low-income households can actually save some money on their energy bills. Whilst they might be able to reduce usage slightly, they're not seeing any benefit from doing that because standing charges keep going up, so they're using more than they should do. But additionally, it will put more pressure on high-usage households. Now, I've got nothing against high-usage households. It's not an attack on people that have high usage. It's more focused on getting them to engage. It's the high-usage, high-income households that are disengaged with the market. And so by moving network costs to unit rates, it will increase their monthly bills, increase their annual bills, and they'll start looking at ways to be more energy efficient and to bring down their bills because they'll be in control of it, which is great, but they'll also start paying attention, which is more important. Now, I do point out to Ofgem that there's obviously going to be someone negatively impacted by every decision. When they moved the network costs from unit rates to standing charges, it was low-income households that were negatively impacted. Low-income, low usage. You move them the other way, there are some low-income, high-usage households, especially those that have vulnerable people in. They are going to be negatively impacted, and that's not okay. So Ofgem need to look at specific measures to help the few people that are negatively impacted. Their hesitation at the moment is that they've got 5 million people that will benefit from this move, but 1 million people will be negatively impacted. And then in that 1 million, some of them are vulnerable. Now, obviously, some of the 5 million are vulnerable, so there's vulnerable people you're helping. But there's some vulnerable people in the 1 million that will get hindered by moving standing charges to unit rates. Network costs, from standing charges to unit rates. And my answer to that is no decision is going to be beneficial for everybody unless they decide to, make energy free, which is just not going to happen. But what their decisions have to be focused on helping the most amount of people, and then make new decisions to target the vulnerable people that are getting negatively impacted. So right now they can help 5 million low-income households by making this change, there'll be 1 million negatively infected, and during the process they need to come up with ways to help vulnerable people in that group of 1 million to make sure they're not getting negatively impacted and can't afford their medical equipment or whatever it is they need at home to be able to live. So it's always going to be like that on every decision, and that's the work that Ofgem have to do, because right now they've made a decision that negatively impacts 5 million people and haven't thought about the vulnerable people in that 5 million or how to help them. So for the next step, help the 5 million and then focus on especially the vulnerable people in that 1 million that are negatively impacted, to make sure it's not a disastrous effect and that they can be supported and that they can still live their lives without having to worry about their energy bills. Or hopefully move to a point where they can live their lives without worrying about their energy bills, because we're all worrying about them right now. So yeah, that's my response that I've sent to them. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Over 50s Money article that has the full response that I've sent. If you guys want to get involved, please do go to that link. You can copy and paste it, send your opinions there if you want to. You can send my opinions, you can edit my opinions to make them yours. You could send my opinion and say I wholeheartedly disagree with everything he's written. That's all okay. That's what you want to do, that's fine. Just get involved. The more involvement we have, the more chance we have of shaping Ofgem's opinions and the way they move. For me, it's hard to get mad at Ofgem if I'm not getting involved. If they make a decision I'm not happy with, I've had the opportunity to be involved. Therefore, it's my fault for not getting involved. We all have the opportunity involved. We were all mad about our energy bills, so let's do it. Let's get involved. Let's start these consultation processes. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, this is my new channel, The Regulator Guy, so I'm going to keep working on different regulations and consultations, going through all the boring documents, hopefully simplifying them in these videos and telling you guys how to get involved easily and quickly. If you agree with my opinions, it'll be very quick. If you don't, at least you've got a bare bones structure there to work with. So if you want to get involved and start taking control of regulation and making sure all of the regulators are moving in the right direction to help us with our bills and help us get out of these financial crises that we're in, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please like it, share it around with your friends, your family, your followers if you have them. Just spread the word, because I'm going to be doing this work going forwards. And the more people we reach, the more people that get involved with the consultations, the more likely we are to turn the tide on the cost of living crisis. So that's the aim of the game here. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with a new video on the broadband petition, I believe. Thank you.